recording. I forgot about the recording. And then, yeah, so I know most of you guys moved the stop loss to break even. And then the other one was odd USD. That one on odd USD, this was an interesting one because this is where we sold it at. Or, well, hold on. This, I did not give this out as a signal. I did not send this out as a signal, but I know like 20, well, I don't know if everybody who's on right now, we only got 20 people on, so I know not everybody on this webinar sold it, but I know there's a good amount of people that still sold it. This one was interesting because this is the stop loss that we get that was done, was 4.7, but I had taken out my trade on the weekend whenever price came, I think, up to around here, my stop loss. It actually hit my stop loss and profit off of this zone right here. But I don't think odd USD is quite done yet because, and I'm going to look for a reentry in this, but hold on, I'm going to delete this off here too. The reason I don't think this thing is done of a drop, and this was and for the people that were just on, whenever I was in Vegas, I was telling my friends I think odd USD is going to go to this box right here in reverse, and it never hit this box in reverse. But there's something very particular about this that has shown me that I don't think this is quite done yet. The thing is, what we have to be very aware of, and it seems like some of you guys in the group, I don't always check the group chat all the time, but I see some stuff sometimes. But it seems like a lot of you guys are doing instant executions in the market, which this time right now is a really good time to do instant executions. I don't really think there's a bad time to do instant execution trades, but the reason I would say a time that's a little more risky to do instant execution trades is whenever the news hits and the market is moving has a lot of volatility. So I would say that's a time that's a little more risky because it's a little bit harder to gauge a stop loss at that specific moment. But pretty much any time outside of that is pretty much a fine time to instant execute. But there's two things on odd USD I want to show you guys because I still think this can be a good trade. Because of this right here being the uptrend through here. And if you notice, this is a daily uptrend right here. This right here is a daily downtrend here. And this one is kind of trying to be a bottom, but the bottom of the daily downtrend, or the bottom of the daily support, is right here. This is actually the daily support. This line is here. This one is more like a 4-hour line. But right here, you can see, I want you guys to pay attention to something. A very critical move in the market was what happened to happen right here. Now, this was Friday. So me personally, I didn't even look at the market Friday. So I'm just now seeing this. This is news to me. I sold up here. Odd USD came down. I had a sell stop, I think, like right here, and then it came down. And then I had a stop loss of everything of a break-even stop loss, I think, like right here-ish, I think, is where it was. And then this was where it ended up stopping it out at. But pay attention to this right here. This is important. If you look at this line right here, we zoom this line out. This is what you guys are going to have to start getting really good at because it's going to pay you. Learning when support and resistance breaks happen and what they basically signify. So this is the daily support right here. I just took it to the 4-hour. Every single time price went to this line, it did what? It went up every single time, and it always went up until it didn't. It went up here as soon as it tapped that line, and it shot up. This is where we sold at right here. Well, I sold it, and I know some other people sold it, but I'm just explaining this. This was here. Then price came down, and it tried to come all the way up. It didn't. And then it came all the way down. And now what it did was it retested this right here. To me, this is very bearish, and this is signifying a pullback. Now watch this. Huge skill. Huge skill. This is a huge skill for you guys to learn. You cannot get involved in any kind of coulda, woulda, shoulda, maybes, could happen, what ifs, maybe I should text this person, maybe I should go ask this person. You can't get involved in all those things in this moment right here. Watch this. If price spikes up to here or comes up to this zone right here, this is here is going to be your sell zone of what the price tells us, that this is our sell zone. So if price comes all the way up here, this is the sell zone. The next place, so you have to have an entry exit strategy. This is what this means. This is what I talk about of this skill that will pay you. This is going to be your zone. I did not mean to do that. I meant to do this. This is it right here. That's your zone. Now, you could put a stop loss like outside of here, and it would be like a safe stop loss right here. This would be a safe stop loss. But for me, I wouldn't put it that large. Why would I not put it that large? Because I would rather make more money on a smaller stop loss and maybe be potentially wrong and take the 10% risk instead of doing a larger stop loss and the same thing happening, or maybe the market come all the way up here and still doesn't hit my stop loss up here, but then I give myself the chance to make money faster, because a smaller stop loss is going to actually give me the ability to put the same amount of risk on I was if I did a larger stop loss. But that smaller stop loss, if price goes in my direction, I can make money faster. That's how it works. So it's basically what I did with AUDJPY. I told you guys I was going to get into the market at the time that I got into the market, and I was going to see if this was going to be the one that kind of started going in our direction. And it ended up being the one that went in our direction. But we weren't able to make as much money on the trade because our stop loss was so large, and it didn't end up flying in our direction like I had hoped for. But I don't know if the market is going to do, what I think it could in my mind, if that makes sense. Like we when we're looking at the market, it's probabilities. So you guys have to remember that trading is all probabilities. So with this stop loss here, I would shrink the stop loss down to about right here, at about right there. Because every time price hits here and every time price hits this line, it has stayed underneath it. So I would trust that. The next place I would sell, if it were to even get there, is going to be right here, right there. This is it. This line right here. See that? See how every time it touches, it always has went down every single time it went right there. That's why when price was here last week, I did a 34 pip stop loss, but had we gotten this at the tippy top right here, I could have did a 25 pip stop loss, and the risk to reward, if you look at it, it would have been times over. It'd have been like 65, 6.5 times more. So the same thing goes. If price comes up here, I would take the trade. We're not going to take a trade down here because it doesn't make any sense. There's no guiding pattern that shows us a specific exit. We're not just randomly getting into the market. We want to have a specific exit whenever we're getting into the market, because I'm not wanting to teach you guys bad habits of just getting into pairs for absolutely no reason. Okay, so this is the only place we would look at getting into right there. And then that is the only place that you would look at getting into because of the trend break. That's what happened right here. This right here. This was the uptrend here. Price came under and hooked underneath here. So you would just get in off the trend break of this underneath line. But this was pretty much something that I wanted to explain and discuss, was AUD/USD, and then talk about AUD/JPY, because like I said, I haven't looked at anything new. If I'd said I did, that I'd be lying to you. But here's the thing on odd JPY. My next place of entry on odd JPY is going to be this line up here. This was my level right here. This was my level, and I want to show you guys the stop loss, because this was a stop loss that we did. We did a 60 pip stop loss. And the reason I did that, if you notice, it got close to hitting the stop loss last week. But this is a great teaching moment. Everybody on here is going to learn something right now, I think. Maybe some of you guys who are newer won't, but those of you guys who are more advanced, let me show you something real quick. So, when we looked at price last week, let me show you something real quick. So, we sold odd JPY. We sold odd JPY right here last week. This is where we sold it, exactly here. This was the instant execution trade that we put in right here. Now, let's look at this. I'm going to delete this off here real quick. Let me show you something. We sold it right here at like exactly 80,000. Okay. Where we have to put the stop loss, and this was a smaller stop loss than I can't say that I should have done, but this was a smaller stop loss that I could see that we could probably get this trade to go in our direction or not go in our direction within this week, because I'm not interested in holding trades for weeks at a time unless they're like big trades that are paying us. But this is where we sold it at. The stop loss, the proper place to put a stop loss is going to be right above this zone. It's either going to be above this zone or above this zone up here. Why? Because this is where a lot of selling happened in the market right here. And to break this down even more, this line right here is where all of the daily buyers had gotten engaged at. That's what this line is right here. So what you want to do is you want to try to keep your stop loss above this zone. If you're getting in, if you're going to get in somewhere around here, you want to try to keep it like a little bit higher up there. Our trade was a little bit later, but I knew that looking at the pattern of the price, that if we get in here, this could be a very huge trade that could go in our direction. Now watch this. I'm going to teach you guys a couple things about the market and the average daily range of how this works. So come down here. We're going to scale down to here. We don't want to, because I say I like to do between 20 and 50 pip stop losses, doesn't mean that I'm going to be like, okay, I'm only going to limit myself to 20 and 50 pip stop losses. The max stop loss I can put is 50 pips. No, it doesn't come down to what I want. I do those size of stop losses because I know with the way I do my risk, I can make a huge amount of percent monthly if I do 20 to 50 pip stop losses and I get them right because I risk 10% of my account. So I can make a lot of money off of doing that. You guys don't have to do 10% risk on your account, and you don't have to do 20 to 50 pip stop losses. It's up to you. I'm just giving you guys the suggestions that I do that helps me make large percentages monthly. Here's the entry right here. The stop loss has got to go either above this area right here, or it has to go above this area right here. Because two things are happening right here, guys. A lot of selling is going on right here off this line and this line. And a lot of selling is going on up here off of these two peaks up here. There's a lot of selling. There's a lot of selling off these two peaks. Big sellers are getting in. Here's the next line right here. This is it right there. That's the next line. So when you see that, this is where the selling is going on. We got in right here. I can't just do a 20 pip stop loss, a 30 pip stop loss, a 40 pip stop loss. I have to look and say, okay, if we sell here, which is where we sold, if we sell here, would a 30 pip stop loss work? No, because I put it right here at this little high, and I don't get it out of the range of this. So that doesn't work. So, okay, could I go, about right here at 50 pips? I'm not going to go 50 because that's too close to the wick right here. It doesn't make sense to put it that close to the wick because price could just pop it and then come right back down. So I'm going to go about 10 pips up. That's going to be my zone. My stop loss is going to go up here because it gets it far enough out of this range But the pattern, this is the pattern. I want you guys to see this. And I promise on everything, if price, oh my God, I hope it goes up here. I'd be so happy. If price goes back up and taps this line again, I'm going to sell the absolute shit out of this pair if it goes to right here. Because all these candlesticks right here get me really excited for like a really, really big move. But this is off the weekly time frame. I want you guys to understand this. So I'm going to go back over here to this again. So this payment is big. It's not like a small payment that we'd be looking at. Notice price went down in our webinar. Now, some of you guys texted me and asked me 75,000 questions about, NZD or odd JPY and it going in profit, and should we keep it in, and all these other things. And some of you guys tend to, I think, have short-term memory loss when I say that it's going to be a trade that we're going to have to wait and see what it does throughout the week and could potentially hold for a longer amount of time. And it comes up here, and then some of you guys want to pull out because you're still working on things, which is fine. Some of you guys keep your trade in, which is perfectly fine also. It's just a part of it. And then you see the big drop that it had to the downside here. And then this is where price begins to go in our direction. Now watch this. This is, so two things. I'm going to teach you guys about average daily range, and I'm going to talk to you guys about why we move our stop losses in profit after a specific amount of time. This, for whatever reason, I have no idea. I don't know why. I can't tell you why. I don't care why. But here's what I do know. When price comes down to here, we are 1.4%, 1.4 to 1 in profit. That means if you did a 5% risk, you're up almost you're up like 6% or something. If you did a 10% trade, then you're up almost 14%. And if you did 3 or 1%, you're up whatever. But here's the thing. We move the stop to break even. That's what we do. Because this right here, it's not about, okay, how much money can I make on this trade? Or it's not, maybe it'll come back in my direction. No, you don't have any idea if it's going to go back in your direction. And guess what? That's not the information that you need to focus on. That's not going to make you a professional trader. And I want you guys to understand that when these things happen, it's just, I got my stop at break even. If it goes and stops me out, okay, cool, I move on. Like, the more that you guys focus on the old habits that have gotten you to where you do not have made any money in trading, the more you focus on that, the more and more you're going to wind up in the same place that you're in right now. And that's what I want you guys to understand. It's just about moving your trade to break even and then letting happen what happened. Like, you don't have to focus on anything else besides you have followed the rules, and every single moment is unique in the market. So whatever decides to happen, happens. Here's what I want you guys to understand. Here's the average daily range. So this was the 27th to the 28th. The 28th it started right here, okay? This is where it started. So it started right here at this candle. And then price closed, let's see, right, what day? Boom, right here. This is where it closed right here. This was the day. It closed right here. This was the day. I want you to see something right quick. Do you see how price shot all the way down to right here? This is where how many pips price went up. 100 and basically 45 pips to the upside. Okay? 145 pips to the upside. I want you to understand something. Had price did that exact move to the downside, the exact move, if it did that exact move to the downside, do you understand that it would have touched, it would have went right here, and that exact move that it just did to the upside, it would have flipped to the downside, guys. It would have went 145 pips to the downside. This is 132. Hold on, I want to get this right. I want you guys to understand something. It would have went 100 245 pips to the downside, which would have been all the way down here. It would have shot all the way down to this level down here as soon as this stupid thing will let me click on it. Our entry was here. That is all the way at the bottom of this screen right here. That would have been a 200 and some pip trade to the downside. That would have been 3.62 in profit. That would have been the move right there. But instead of, with the average daily range, price decided to shoot and go all the way up. It actually went from 145 pips to the upside. Then it went, watch this. It went down here 60, basically 70 pips to the downside. So that day in pips, it basically moved 150 plus 70. So I basically moved 220 pips to the down in that day. It moved 220 pips that day. What I want you to understand is that same exact move that it decided to go up on, it could have shot all the way to the downside on and kept going in our direction. But it chose not to. So I don't want you guys to think that you did anything wrong or that trading is too hard or it doesn't make any sense or something like that, or it's a fearful place to trade or anything, because it's not. It just chose not to go in our direction. And you have to adopt that mindset. Remember, trading is unlike anything else in the world that we've ever learned in our life. I've been doing this for 6 years. It made no sense as I started to get this down, like in year 4 and year 5. Like when I say it didn't make sense, it was like, it's really not like anything else that we do. It's a paradox, and it's very different, and you have to learn to think very different. That's why there's only a special amount of people that consistently pull money from the market. You guys might, like when I was in Vegas, however, I don't even know. I think I didn't have a day less than like $4,000. But it's just because of where my account is, it's easy for me to make money. And it's just, I understand where to buy, where to sell. This is the same skill that you're going to get. But if you do not let go of past beliefs or habits, it's going to be very hard to succeed in this. And this is not done. This is not done. If this thing, like I said, if this thing goes back up here and taps this, I will gladly sell this thing, because it's not over. Same thing with odd USD. But I want you guys to understand that this is a part of the market. These kind of things happen, like that kind of move. Who knows how many people sold whenever price was up here? And that was going to maybe be too much money for people to make, so they didn't want to, and that's what happened. So price came down. I don't know. I don't really care, because I don't focus on that information. I just focus on where the buyers are, where the sellers are, and I just execute the trade and I move on. I take my money and then I move on. I take my percentage and I move on. I don't have to think of anything else extravagant or anything more, because I want to enjoy my life and live my life. So you have to have the entry exit strategy that I give you guys, that I teach you guys, that I show you guys, but you have to learn how to, when trades aren't going your way, to get emotional about them, and to be, oh, I'm going to pull out now. Oh, I'm going to just take it out. No, just, if you have an exit strategy and your exit is 5% loss, or 10% loss, or 3% loss, or 2% loss, or 7% loss, then before you even get in, it is an agreement that you sign with yourself mentally that says, I'm okay with whatever happens next. And you have to be okay with it, good or bad, meaning win or loss, because that's the good and bad part in our eyes. But really, it's neither good or bad. It's the label that we choose to place on it. That's what makes it good or bad. So that's something that I wanted to explain and talk about. But I don't have any new pairs that I'm looking at this week, because I honestly just have not sat down to look at them. But one pair I did want to look at was gold, because on gold, there is, let's see, okay, yeah, there's this level here. There is a place on gold that is very bullish, and it's this level here, this level here, this level here. It's very bullish. and it is starting to show me. It's right here, 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 and here. This is this bullish level right here. That is the range of the weekly. That is the range of the weekly. There's only a couple places I'm looking to take trades, and it's still right here. I have not changed it. It's this level right here. And it is starting to show me that I need to start paying attention to this little zone right here, that this is a very good buying zone. But what I also know about this is I'm going to have to pay attention to looks like, just to see, it looks like a zone through here might matter. Looks like something like right in here. This looks like a zone. This looks like the other zone that's in. I don't want to do this. Yeah, this looks like the next zone that it's in right now. This is going to be a very good zone for buyers on gold, and also a very good sell stop below here. But this was the pair that I did take a look at before I got on and looked at it for like 5 minutes. Very good zone through here. Looks like a selling zone through here, and then buying opportunities down here. So if price shot directly straight down, it would be 1837, basically 1837. Yeah, like 1837 to 1840 is the buying zone. But we're going to have to pay attention to any possible breakouts above 1880, because this is a zone that I think will have some type of move to the upside more rapidly than others, just because of this big move here and because of price, the resistance right here. This looks like it'll have some type of move to the upside. Next place is going to be 1950, but we got some time for that. But gold, for any of you guys who see it and pay attention to it, if you guys put an alert down at 8, I would put it at like 1840 just to kind of catch it early, because gold moves so fast. But it looks like down around 1840 to 1837 is going to be the zone. If I catch this if I caught this in New York session right here, I'd sell this thing all day. This is easy sells. What I mean by this, and I'll show you guys how simple trading is, but for me, so if you have a larger account, it's easy to make money on gold. This is why people trade the NAS 100 and the US 30 and gold on New York session all the time, because it moves so fast. The average daily range is so large. What that means is the average daily range of a pair means, like, if it's, say it's 180 pips, what that means is in that day it's gonna average 180 pip move. But that 180 pip move could look like this right here, just back and forth, or it can look like that and just go straight down or straight up. That's what an average daily range is. So that's something that you can use in trading whenever you look at pairs. It's not the biggest, most extravagant thing, trust me. I'm just saying the pairs that have a bigger average daily range than others, like gold, like GBP NZD, like GBP AUD, like US 30. I'm just trying to think of different pairs. Stuff like that, it means that it moves faster. GJ is another one. Pretty much any GBP pair, it means it moves faster. But see, this is like a zone where, like, you could put a 50 pip stop loss on, and you pretty much are guaranteeing yourself that price will move down to like right here. So you basically got a 2-to-1 chance right here. All you have to do is put your stop loss up there. This is something easy. This is something easy to do. Trading is this simple, guys. Once you start seeing sellers or buyers just start building up in an area, just take the high, put the stop loss above here, take the high. It's not a 3-to-1 trade, but say it did it in a New York session. You got people in the New York session trading just like this, guys. It's called day trading, or it's called session trading, like where people would just trade New York session or London session. But it's super easy. But for me to do this, to get this, you're going to be looking at between $5,000 to $10,000 off of a session. But for you guys, it's not going to look as nice, but it's the principle that you understand how to do it. It's not hard. You just have to understand where's the top of the sellers. The top of the sellers are right here. They're right in this zone, they're right above there. So you just want to put the stop loss outside of it. Just like if you were buying this, so look at the long position, it'd be no different if you were buying it right here. Then you would put your stop loss. You could do a 50 pip stop loss on this and it would work. Just say you did the same thing. It's the exact opposite. Look at this. You buy right there, you buy right there, you buy right there, and you can see that price goes up to this zone up here. It's the same exact thing. It's no different. You just have to understand where to put your stop loss at. That's it. It wouldn't even get hit right there either. If you bought it right there, it still wouldn't get hit, and you'd be. But this isn't New York session. This is past Asia session, or this is Asia session. But no, I just wanted to go over AJ and AU, and then look at gold. But what I want to do is anybody who has pairs or questions to ask me now, because I want to go over when anybody has, because some of y'all be having some good setups. So anybody who has pairs.
Can we look at EU?
EU,
I already bought it, but
Euro USD. Oh, son. Oh, is this the daily zone? Oh,
yeah, y'all could probably do like a 50 pip stop loss or 40. I mean, I don't know.
oh, this is nice. I like this. You know, my ass be wanting to get it right here. Let's see. Oh yeah, that's nice. I'm gonna do 2 orders. I'm about to buy it right now.
Yeah, I bought it 700 exactly is where I got in at.
Oh yeah, it's EU's fire. EU's fire. Oh yeah, all day. Let me see something. Let me see where I'm gonna put this stop loss at. So okay, so stop loss is gonna be right outside that line. So where do we got right now? All right, so this would be this zone here. Okay, just want to see. So let me look at this. If I were to buy it here, it's going to be at that zone. Oh, it might as well get ready for EU to act retarded. This thing loves to do anything. Yeah, and it still hasn't hit this zone yet. I could see EU. Is Jorge on? No, he's not. I was gonna ask him. What news is there this week. I'm definitely buying this. This is not even a. It's not even a question. I really like this. Now this is solid right there. Let's see. Come on. Get this on Euro USD. I have a trade in. What do I have a trade in on? GBP Chef. What is this? Oh, I forgot about that. I put a buy stop in GBP Chef. Huh. When did that hit? Oh yeah, that buy stop is golden. I'm definitely keeping that in. Oh. All right, I just opened this. I didn't even know how to trade in. Okay, hold on. EU, Euro USD. I like how they do alphabetical order on this. All right, so 750. Okay, so it's at 800. All right, 2 things. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do the stop loss below this area right here. I'm not going to do it because I'm going to do the stop loss right below this box right here. So this is going to be because I got an idea on two things I'm going to do on EU. So stop loss this is going to be at 800. So I think I'm going to do a 40 pip stop loss, 40 pips, 30 pips. Yeah, I'm going to do a 40 pip stop loss on this pair. 40 pip stop loss. Sellers are through here off this zone. Yeah, this is it. So 40 pips because I like this. And then I'm going to do a buy limit on this pair at, yep. I like that. So 40 pips. So this is going to be my first area here because I don't want to put, because here's why I'm electing to do a 40 pip stop loss, y'all. I would have to do basically an 85 pip stop loss on this pair right here. And I don't want my stop loss to be that large. Even though this pair could go up at this level, I would rather do a smaller stop loss and get stopped out and re-enter off of this box right here, off of this level. Because I could see price going up right now off of this zone and never come and hit the stop loss I'm about to put in. And if it does that, then that's cool because I got half the size of my stop loss in, which means that I only need 120 pips to get my payout instead of 80 pips. So instead of 200, instead of 240. So I'd rather do a smaller stop loss. If it comes back down and stops me out, I'm going to enter right here with another 40 pip stop loss. And if that one goes in my direction, then I would make back everything that I lose. And if it doesn't, then I just lose on both sides, and trading is dumb. But no, we'll see if it does that when I get there. But I'm going to do a 40 pip stop loss on the EU. So I'm instant executing it right now. And I'm instant executing it right now as we speak. Stop loss is going to be at, oh, what is this, 400? Yeah, it's going to be at 400 right underneath there. So it's going to go like here-ish. So it's at 780. Boom. Boom. There we go. 120.400. So really it's like no, it's exactly a 40 pip. Let's go. Buy. Confirm. We're lit. We are lit. Now time to see this incompetent pair. This is the most manipulated pair in Forex, just so you guys know. Euro USD is, because it's the #1 traded pair. But I'm also going to, let me put this in the group chat before I forget, so people can't be like, I didn't get on the webinar and I didn't get in the trades. Like, hey, listen. Actually, I'm going to do that when the webinar is done because I'll be quiet for too long and I don't like awkward silence. So I'm going to do that whenever we're off. But no, this is a good one, Tyler. And Tim, I did see you text me. I didn't look at the picture. I just seen it in my little pull down box, but I did see you text me. Can we look at EU? So I figured you'd ask me on the webinar. But no, this is a great setup right here that they just that they talked about. It's early in the week, so we'll see if we get a good move off of this. This is something that has been, I've had this line here for weeks now. So this is where the buyers are. As you see, buyers are here, buyers are here. the type of move that we're looking at, so you guys all know, we did a 40 pip stop loss. I want you to see this. I want you guys to see the move that we're looking at. So let's see if it'll give me around, okay, that's 38.8. That's close enough. This is the kind of move that we're looking at. So it's actually more than that. So we're looking at about a 16-to-1 trade off of this. This one goes, gotta get this. I just want you guys to see this. This one is almost 20-to-1, and we bought it right up here. This is where we bought it at, exactly right there. That's where we bought it. Nope, hold on, let me get this right. Is it here? Is this where we bought it? Yeah, this is where we bought it at, right there. So to pay attention to this and to see this, this is the zone, this is the area that we got in at over here. And what my, like I said, my thing is if this holds, we have a huge potential to profit off of this area. If you look at 3-to-1, all we need is, let's see if we can get out before this zone. That would be great. Almost. Fuck. I just wanted to see if we'd be able to get out before this like zone right here. We're pretty close at this level.
What's your stop loss, JDR?
It's a 40 pip stop loss.
40 pip. Okay, thank you.
Yeah, 40 pip stop loss. So it's like 1.20400 exactly. So that's my exact stop loss. But this is the move that we have. If price breaks above this line right here in EU this week, and it holds above here, we should be looking pretty good for a potential continuation. This next candle, I'm paying attention to this also because price from here to down here, this is about 100 pip move right here. So if we get that move, we're going to be almost at 3-to-1 in profit if it goes and engulfs this daily candle. This would be very good. There's a lot of small signs that I personally pay attention to. My first sign is going to be breaking this line right here. So this up here doesn't matter anymore. I'm going to delete a lot of stuff that doesn't matter so that we can focus on what actually matters, and we can focus on what's going on right in front of our eyes. So these are the things that matter right now and the focal point of this entry exit move. So we entered here. Great zone to get in at. Shout out to Tyler yet again. This zone here, great entry point. And now with that being the entry point, we're now looking for our first exit to come right about here. So that's where our first exit is looking. That's where we want our exit point at, okay? So we are focused on that for our exit point. And then we're going to look to milk the trade continually and to constantly make money off of this trade. Now, if we get price to come down and to take us out, I'm thinking I'm going to put a buy limit. I'm going to watch this. I'll probably do it tonight so that everybody's awake because it's only 6. Oh, my laptop has not changed from Vegas time. It is 8. So that way I can get everybody potentially in if overnight it comes and wicks us out and then shoots up. But I just know how this pair works, so this is why I say this. Because I would not be surprised if price comes back down and taps this little zone right here tonight or tomorrow. If it doesn't, that's fine. I'm not going to be mad at it because we're already in the trade and we can potentially make money on this. So I just know the exact zone I want to put this stop loss in, and it is literally right below this zone. I don't want to do a larger stop loss than that. I'm going to probably put a buy limit at like 1.20300 and then do a stop loss at 1.1 9,900. I think that's where I'll put my stop loss at. Yeah, off the other buy limit. But if we look at something and pay attention to this, look at this right here, guys. See this line chart? Strongest point of reversal in the market. All right, the strongest point of reversal is this line chart. So the line chart kind of played around with it right there, but once it started to get a little bit of momentum, it came down, popped this, and then flew up. See the same thing happens here. The line chart hooks around right there off that zone, pops it, and then instantaneously went up. We're back here again. We're back at this zone. It just popped it. Now let's see if we get this thing to take off. If we get this thing to take off, yeah, we're going to be flying all the way to the upside. Then it's going to go up there and it's going to do something similar to this right here. If not, it'll come down and hit our stop loss or just mess around. I don't know. I really don't know. I just see the exact zone of where I need to put this trade at. So this is the zone. This is what we're looking at. Does anybody else have any trades or anything that they want to?
USD CAD.
USD CAD.
Yes.
USD CAD. All right, USD CAD. Oh, USD CAD been playing games. Let's see. On USD CAD, it doesn't look very good to me. Daily, weekly, yeah, that's back in the range. It's back in a buying range for sure. And all these reversal candlesticks have shown me that it's in a buying zone. Let's see if am I missing that? Let me see something real quick. Downtrend. Ooh, hold on. Line chart. And candlestick chart. This is the tip of the sellers. This is the tip of the sellers. USD CAD is in a very weird place, and I see now why it's doing that. There's the zone, yep, of the sellers. Oh, I like that. And it's got a triple top off the 4 hour. Okay, that makes sense. This zone doesn't matter anymore. We are past this zone. We're past this zone. We are past this zone. Jose, we are looking at, oh yeah, shit. That'd have been nice to see like 3 hours ago. This is your zone right here, Jose. 100%, bro.
Yeah, I mean it. I mean, I'm making money, so I'm good right
Woo!
now.
Shit! Let me end the webinar. I'm getting off. Where you sell it at, Young Blue, Young Green?
At
Go ahead and tell me you sold it at 128.600 exactly, and I'm ending the webinar.
588.
Woo! That boy there. Hold up.
That was exactly when
So
you
you sold
started
it
going down.
Sold it right there where I got this thing marked up at.
Pretty much.
You are a slick young man. You know that?
I'm learning.
You're learning, bro. You're learning. I love it. I love to see it. That makes me so you in profit, right? So that little drop that it just had basically let you know that you know what the hell you're doing.
Pretty much.
Yeah, bro. I like it. That's a good move. But I'll tell you right now, it's gonna be because of this. This is actually the monthly, the weekly, and the daily. So this big that and that and that's monthly, weekly, and daily. It's got this is a buying range here. You're gonna if you see price start, but here's the thing. I'm gonna show you two things. One, what was the stop loss that you did? What? Oh wait, Yeah, what was the size stop loss you did? Because you're up exactly.
I did 40.
You did 40. Okay, so you're almost 1-to-1. So here is my thing that I'll say right here. You did a 40 pip stop loss. You sold it right here exactly. So that's perfect. What you did, boom, there. So your 1-to-1 is approaching. It's very close to 1-to-1. It's like what, 10 pips away. So right here, bro. This little zone right here.
Mm-hmm.
If you get once it goes to 1-to-1, just move your trade to break even. But
Yeah.
this one here, let's see. So okay, so it's almost 2-to-1. I'm just looking at something. This is the buyers right here. Okay, just make sure you move your trade to break even, because this is where the market is gonna, like, as long as you don't think in your mind that it's like doing dumb shit or going against you or anything, and you just think like, okay, the market is just doing what it's supposed to do. The market is just, moving back and forth or whatever. Try not to focus on the profit and just try to focus on, all right, when it goes 1-to-1, I move my stop loss to break even. So when it goes to 1-to-1, it's going to do it right before these 4-hour buyers come in. Okay. If you get this
Yeah.
right, though, this is going to have a huge, this is going to be a fire trade. You
Yep.
should see price shoot down below this line, and it might mess around with price right here. I'm not 100% for sure. If it does, it does. But you should see price break this zone here, and I don't know if it's going to happen soon, but I can say that if it does happen, you'll see price come all the way down to here, which that looks like what, a 7-to-1 risk to reward. But you need to make sure you take profits at 3-to-1 for sure. And then I'll also say anytime it comes back up off this line right here is a great point of reentry. Solid point of reentry. But your trade, the zone that you have is really, really good. This zone is really nice.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's solid right there though. That's solid. The line I would put on your chart just so you can watch it is this one right here. Off these 4-hour buyers. Just put that line in and it'll be good for you to have
All
that
right.
line in. Just to know, just to see it, just to see it. But USD CAD is solid for sure. 100%. This boy over here said 588. Let's go. I gotta see this buy stop I did on GBP Chef. What did I do? Because
That was from like a week ago, bro. We were playing Xbox like 2 weeks ago.
oh yeah, I
I
remember.
didn't know you put that trade in.
I still got it in. I never took it out.
I never placed it. We were just talking about it. I never placed it.
Oh, I still got it in. I'm keeping it in too. Let this thing do something wild for me overnight and go up to like 125,000. I'm gonna be real lit. No, I did a buy. Yeah, this thing is definite. I'm definitely keeping this in. It went and almost hit my stop loss. Oh, I put the perfect stop loss in. Oh, I gotta look at this. I gotta applaud myself for this stop loss. Wow, I didn't even see this 4-hour. Oh my god! I put my stop loss right here, right below this zone right here, and now that thing is back at positive. That is beautiful. Well, hmm, yep.
That was that dumbass news that made the yen do whatever it did. I feel like I don't know. Can we look at NZD/JPY though?
NZDJPY. We sure can. Call that thing back up there again. What is this? Nothing. It looks like it's trying to go back up again. This line doesn't matter. This line doesn't matter. This one doesn't matter. This one definitely doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Trying to see what all doesn't matter. On this doesn't matter. Okay, so buyers. What's this? The 4-hour buyers? Interesting. Buyers. Sellers. Okay. ZDJPY looks like it might have an M top zone. This is a big deal right here. This, to me, that not breaking is a pretty big deal. Let's see if price comes back up in here. We would be looking at 500, and that might be a sell up at that zone. There's a lot of sellers.
I was gonna say if it comes up back to that new resistance, I'm selling the dick off of it.
Yeah, I don't. I'm just looking to. I don't think I'm gonna touch this because of this inverted head and shoulders, honestly. Because this shoulder here, this head right there, that one, that is a pretty big uptrend move. And it looks like it's following. Let's see. Yeah. It is sitting under this fib, and I'm just looking at something. Nah, I mean, this would be a good sell. Just don't hold this for a long time because it's actually sitting under a really key level that I like on the fib. And if I were you to sell it off this line, let's see, it is almost there. So 40 to, let's see, how far of a stop loss is this? Let me see. Okay, what is this? 25. So 30 to 40 pip stop loss on this pair and see what it does. If it goes back up 40, if it goes up 20 to 30 more pips, that's the zone. 20 to 30 more pips with a 40 pip stop loss, because this could be a big drop right here. If it doesn't, especially this M top comes in, you'd be looking at price to come down to here. So for sure to here. So yeah, you're 3 to 1. Yeah, you'd be 3 to 1 regardless. This could be a big trade though. Other than that, I wouldn't sell it. I wouldn't even touch it after that. If it goes above that, I wouldn't touch it. That's all I would do though. Off that zone. Do we got anything else?
On the daily, silver is at a 5-year high. What are your thoughts on silver?
AGUSD silver. I haven't looked at silver in forever. So silver. I think I seen people talking about silver when all that stuff happened. That is a very. This is a really bullish. This is really bullish right here. Whatever this is. You said a 5.
Right now, there's a pump on silver. It's getting pumped by redditors.
Okay, so this is the level. This is the selling zone. So it's crossed above it. I'm just looking. Let's see. We're above the sell zone. This is where most sellers were, and they have passed it. This is. Let's see, monthly. We're still not above on the monthly zone, and we got the month just started. Okay, so the week just started. What's there? In the day, okay. Ooh, that was a great buying zone. Whenever it shifted down here, sellers, buyers. I would say, but see, the thing is, well, okay, if they're doing something like that, then on a pair like this, doing more of a buy stop is a little bit safer because if you do a buy stop, the reason I'm just going to say this, and if you do a large enough stop that makes enough sense, doing a buy stop up here, because there's not a really good level to buy to me. Yeah, there's not really a good level to buy to me, and up here is kind of high off of a buy. I'm just trying to see if a place I could put a stop loss. I'm just looking at a couple things. Looks like, let's see. Yeah, a lot of sellers come in through here. Basically, maybe honestly where price is at right now might be your best buy. But then a stop loss. Where could we put a stop loss? And see, I don't know how silver works in pips wise either. Let's see, long positions. What is this? What, 10,000? Okay, so that's really 1,000. So 600 is 6,000 pips is 60. I don't know the pip count in this. I've never traded silver ever in my life, so I honestly don't know the pip. I don't know the pips to dollar amount. This says 6,800. So if that's true, then that would be 600 pips in a normal pair. But I don't think that's how big of this stop loss. I don't think that's how. I think it's more of a 60 pip stop loss right here. So I'm just trying to figure this out because I honestly don't know the pip count to it. But around this level seems like a decent level to buy, and I can see buyers are coming in off of this point right here. So yeah, I can see buyers coming in off this point right here. But then the next zone that you'd be looking at would probably be like 30.4 cents, and then putting a stop loss inside because it just clipped the high at 28 cents and then went all the way to 30 cents, which that makes sense because it clipped it and then it came back down, so it's getting rid of a lot of orders. And then I think the next run, if you put that buy stop above that, I think you would be good. But if this thing starts giving a lot of candles, like back and forth candles right in here, this would be a really good buy zone. It would need to give it would need to kind of do something for me to know that that's where the buyers are at. That's all I mean. But for sure, a buy stop up here. But if it doesn't, the next buy zone is going to be somewhere down in here. But I don't know you're saying there's going to be a bull run, and I heard people talk about that, but I don't really pay attention to hype stuff, so it could come down here. But this is a level that I would pay attention to for the next couple of days. And if it starts holding above this line right here, like holding, and holding above this level, you're going to get a clear stop loss to be put. Like it will literally paint a picture perfectly off this level. I'm trying to find where the damn brush is. It'll literally come and paint a picture perfectly, like sit and sit and sit and sit and sit and sit and sit, and then you'll know, okay, that's where I buy, and then you'll want to take the trade to the upside, and you'll be able to see that. But I can definitely see that level right there. But does that make sense off that point?
Yes, thank you.
Okay.
So in that case, probably wait a few days for consolidation.
Yeah, I would because the hype stuff, you have to deal with a lot of volatility, and I did hear about that. So
Yeah.
when I look at stuff like this, I can see the move. I mean, and it started down here, but it was like at a really good level, like on a 4-hour chart. Like if you would have said that to me, say a couple days ago, and they were like, "Oh, I heard there's going to be a pump for it." Right here's your zone, and then stop loss is going to go below here, below this wick right here, and then it's like clear buyers right here, and there's like a clear level right here. There's not a clear level, and it's really high. So since it's so high, I wouldn't want to take that trade because it's too high for me to be like, oh yeah, let me just buy it because everybody says it. But if it comes and starts sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting and sitting, then all of a sudden it's the same thing as this. It's no different. Even though it's higher, it creates that level of a perfect place to put a stop loss and then potential for the next move up. So that's how I look at the market. It's like, okay, does it give me support, 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 support? Like even here, it gives me support, 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 and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, perfect level. Boom, I put my trade, my stop loss down here. I take my entry here, and I take the move to the upside. It's like off of Euro USD, whenever Tyler showed Euro USD, it's like, okay, even though this is like a perfect zone of like buying, 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 and then buying again. So I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I know exactly where to put my stop loss. I'm just going to place it right below here. And then I also have the support of the daily and the weekly buyers right off of here, right off of here, and now it just came back over there again. So I know exactly where I need to place my stop loss area. So that's how I look at things. I don't really, care too much about like the whole hype thing. Even, whenever Jose pointed out USD CAD, he had that level, he had that zone where it's like here, here, here. We know exactly where we should get in at and where our exit needs to be. On silver, I don't really, you see how it just doesn't look as good. Like, so I don't want to just take a random guess as to, oh, I'm going to get in because everybody else is getting in. That's like not, that doesn't even make any, that's not the smartest thing to do because people just, they don't understand true investing and like making money over time. Everybody's trying to find the trade that it, or the stock that is going to make them a millionaire overnight, and it just doesn't work like that. Like you have to spend time in getting that done. But I can see right now though, sellers are off this daily zone. If they don't break this daily zone and they start holding up for some days, plus they hold above this big blue line, which is a huge monthly selling zone, they start holding above there, then I'm definitely, um, I would look at that for a good trade. But you see what I mean now? Um,
Yes, I do.
okay, cool, perfect,
Thank you.
no problem, man. Does anybody else have any other lovely
USD JPY, please.
USDJPY? Let's go see it. Ooh. Oh, that's no, is that what it was? My alert did go off on that. I was like, why did I seen that? I just wondered what that was. Now it makes sense. UJ. Hmm. It is not in that range anymore. I wonder why that thing went off. I was not paying attention. Hmm. Yup. That is UJ, and I don't think I have any other. Oh no, I'm not touching UJ. Mm-mm. It unless this week it shoots all the way down. I won't touch UJ off this. No point. It's broken the weekly range. Yeah, there's no point. This was the sellers off of that level. That would have been a good sell. I would have been feeling real good about myself selling here had I seen this. I would have sold right here, anywhere on this line right here. I would have been feeling great. How far did that go up off that line? 10 pips? Yeah, and I know my stop. I did a 30 pip stop loss. I'd have been feeling great. Nah, UJ is following an uptrend off the hourly. I'm not even going to mark that because I really don't care. Um, this is the inverted head and shoulders right here. There's the shoulder. There's the head. There's the next shoulder. For whatever reason, that's being bearish or bullish. It's breaking above the weekly line, so we need to see if buyers hold that line right there. And let's see, boom, off that level. Yeah, UJ's nothing. UJ's nothing I would trade again until it reaches this line up here. So we got a good 200 pips to go, 300 pips to go. I wouldn't touch UJ until it comes back up here again. It's too much uncertainty going on right there, and I don't have any desire to take a trade off of that at all. Anybody else have any other pairs? Any other levels? Let's see.
Can we look at GU?
Yeah. Hey, what'd you risk on EU?
I think I did a
Like, are you gonna do 10% on the instant execution and 10% on the buy limit, or did
no,
you
I did
do 5% or lower on the buy limit?
I did
Okay,
5.
that's what I was just wondering.
Yeah, I did 5. Because I am gonna put a buy limit in, and I'm gonna put a sell stop in as well. GBP USD. Who asked me to look at GU?
Javon.
Okay, I got you. That's who I thought, but I'm trying to get everybody's voice down. GU. Troy, what's up, man? This is your pair. If you're still on. I don't know if you're still on or not. But he might be. Nope, he's not on no more. I know he made money off this last week. He texted me about it and said he was gonna buy it. He bought it right there. He bought it right there and got the 3-1. Man, I'm just really curious to see what these damn GBP pairs do, because they are not moving at all. Like, this thing looks like it wants to go up, and then it looks like it wants to go down. It don't know what it want to do. The buy though on GU is right here. This is a buy all day. I'm not gonna buy it because it's too high, but I'm not gonna buy it because it's too high. But this is definitely the buying zone off of GU right here. And the stop loss was at 400. So I think we bought it 1.20800. And the stop loss was at 1.20400. Should be 1.20400. So yeah, GU is this thing's gonna have an immaculate breakout whenever it chooses to break out. I'll tell y'all that. Something is gonna happen on this, and I am just curious to see. Jesus, this is like a for sure sell on GU up here if it goes up to this level right here. It's not even a question. I'm gonna have to really pay attention to this. This is like 60 pips up, and this is like a for sure sell on GU up here. Let's see, what stop loss would I do? 70 to 50 to 40. So I'd either do a 40 or a 30 pip stop loss. Okay, yeah, 100%. This is a good buy though, Javon. And this is the pair I seen y'all talking about in the group. I haven't looked at it, but this is definitely the pair, the zone, and it's a really good zone too. What size stop loss did you do? I know a lot of y'all got in this.
I think it was 20 or 30 pips.
Oh yeah, that's nice right there. 20 pips. 20 pips, you're like for sure 1-to-1, yeah. And then 30 pips, you're probably close to 1-to-1. Yeah, actually you probably hit, well, it depends on where you bought at, but 20 pips, you're for sure 1-to-1, and 30 you might even be high 30 you might even be 1-to-1. But this is a really good zone. And let's see, 30 pips trade. I would say all you guys that bought GU today, I would look at taking partials at 1.37400 to 1.37500, and then selling. I'm going to sell this, but if you get the breakout, you're going to have a really really nice move to the upside. But I would definitely look to take partials about right here, Javon, and all you other guys who took this trade. Definitely look at taking partials right in this area here. And then looking at selling, and putting your stop loss up there and keeping half a position in down here for the big breakout if it happens to the upside. If not, it's just going to shoot way down. But this is a very interesting pair because all these lines I have matter, and there's just a crazy amount of them. So that's why I say it's interesting, because GU don't even know what it want to do yet. It's looking for money. It is in a very interesting zone. Very, very interesting zone. So definitely just pay very close attention to where you guys bought it. And right here at this level is going to be a very good zone. And then the next zone, which it's not even anywhere close, and that still has a lot of stuff to do, but it's going to be right up here. And that is 1.39, like 300. But that's like almost 300 pips up. Anybody else got any other lovely zones? What is GBP shift? Do I have anything? So a buy. I have a buy. And what is this? What is this? So rejection here. What is this? We have how much? So 110 pips. So we would look at here. Oh, that would be so great. Have another 5-figure day if it goes up there. I'd be elated. Elated. Nothing? Oh, CAD JPY, I see. CAD JPY. Sellers. This thing don't know what I want to do either. What is this? Nothing. Nothing. Yeah, CAD JPY has made a new selling zone right here off this level. This one, no. This one, no. What is this? No. Yeah, new selling zone right here. This is an interesting zone. Jose, I wouldn't do anything with this unless it came up to this line right here. I would not touch it unless it came right there at all. Euro odd.
Gotcha, sir.
Yeah, I wouldn't touch that unless it came up there. Euro odd. What's this?
Yeah, I've been keeping my eyes on this for a while too. You remember that? Remember when like you came, like when you visited at not Fabian's house, Lewis's house, when we were marking it up, and he told me to stay in, and it ended up dropping like so much after I pulled out.
Right. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, yeah, you've been on this for a minute. Did you enter it? Did you get in on this level? Off either one of those? Euro odd, I really don't think I'd honestly touch it until it came to their daily.
It's in a weird spot right now. That's why I just didn't know if you would wait for it to make its mind up. See, that's what I'm talking about right there. That little zone it's in. Or if you would buy above that when it hooked, or sell if it hooked below that support.
Buy stop up there would be good. And then if it came down.
Yeah, if it came down there like hooked around, or even a sell stop, I didn't know what you thought about it. It's in a weird spot though. That's why I didn't know.
If it's set here for some hours, I would say give it like 3 to 4 hours to sit on this zone. maybe 4 to like 7 around here. This is going to be a safe buying zone. Very safe.
Like London session. Look at it.
Yeah, just
potentially.
London to New York, and if it sits off this zone, very, very good zone to look at. Very good. That's pretty much. Yeah, I wouldn't do anything else because yeah, the Euro odd, and then I gotta look back at Euro USD and make sure I put these parameters in on EU because we got that in the instant execution on EU. The EU is nice. I mean, I'm just looking. I'm gonna put the buy limit in just so everybody who's awake puts it in, and then I'm going to watch it in the morning because I think we could see EU come in and engulf this daily candle here. Because if this is the right zone right here, if this is the right area, we're going to see EU probably bounce up to here to 121,500, or we're going to see EU bounce all the way down to this zone right here. One of the two things I think is going to happen. And the reason I say that is because we have a pattern that's an ABCD pattern that's already formulated right through here off of this A, B, C potential D pattern. And so we're gonna get some type of follow through down, but I want to see what we get, what happens off this level right here. If we go back up here, I think we're gonna be safe to get the follow through. Otherwise, I'm just going to see what it does in the nighttime. But I like this. But yeah, anybody have anything else? Are we good? Put it down, put it down. I feel like I haven't been on a webinar with y'all for about 3 weeks. It was a minute. I did that webinar, I think, on Tuesday? Tuesday, and I ain't did another one since today. And then just so everybody knows, and I'll have to tell you guys about the broker situation and everything about trading and all that on the next one, but I got kicked off my plane yesterday for not having my mask on properly, and nobody told me nothing about it. It was hilarious. I'm just sitting on the plane, and I'm drinking my shake from Jamba Juice, and I just get TSA walking up to me. Literally, we're walking. This motherfucking plane is backing up. We're getting ready to get on the runway. We are almost on the runway. I'm listening to music and responding back to Instagram messages. Nobody's sitting to my left. I have a whole row no one sits to my left. No one sits on the row to me to the right. In my row. And we come back in. I'm like, why is the plane going back? I'm listening to I don't even know what. And all of a sudden we stop. And I'm like, dang, something must have happened to the plane. I was like, oh my God. And I hear him like messing with the bottom of the plane. I said, something really happened to this damn plane. And then I'm drinking my Jamba Juice in my own world, minding my own business. The TSA security walked back to me on the plane and says, I'm in the middle of the plane, and says, sir, we're going to need you to get all of your stuff and get off of and exit the plane immediately. I have my AirPod in. I pulled it. I said, wait, what? I was like, do what? She said, we're going to need you to exit the plane immediately. And I'm like, all right. And then she said, do you have any carry-on luggage, overhead carriage? And I said, no, I just got my bag and that's it. She said, okay, we need you to exit the plane and go to the front for further orders. I'm like, what the hell did I have? I'm like, I know I look Middle Eastern, but I ain't gonna blow this damn plane up. I didn't know what was going on. And so I'm walking off
Like a
the
Harold and
plane.
Kumar episode.
Huh? You said what? What'd you say,
I
Austin?
said it was like Harold and Kumar when they were on the plane.
Hell yeah, I didn't know what was going on. So
You ever see Harold and Kumar?
Yeah, I've seen it. I know what it is. But yeah, I walk off the I'm walking off the plane and I'm like I cannot even fathom because I had my mask on. I had it on, but I had it down on my chin because I was drinking. And the TS and the flight attendant, he was like, "Hey, bro, whenever you get done drinking your drink, can you put your mask on?" I said, "Yeah, I got you." And even though I cannot stand those masks anyway, but that I did what they asked me to do, and then I get off the plane and I go ask the lady at the front. I said, why am I up here? What has happened? And she said, you don't know what happened? I said, no. She's like, I thought you. She said I was confused at what happened because they told me to open the doors again that the plane was coming back. So I thought something happened and you were the first person off. I said, no, I don't even know what happened. And I said, hold on, the plane's leaving. I was like, where my luggage at? I said, I got my luggage on the plane. And then she was like, hold on, my supervisor's about to come up here. I said, I cannot imagine why I got kicked off of this God blessed flight. I said, I hope they don't say nothing about this dumb mask. And she comes up and says, the reason why you got kicked off of the plane is because you did not follow COVID protocol by keeping your mask on the plane uh, the entire time. I said, huh? And she said, people were complaining about me not I said, I wish somebody would have said something to me because didn't nobody say nothing to me besides the dude at the front or the guy that went over security protocol. I said, I had no idea. I said, didn't nobody say nothing to me. I'm like, wow. And so they banned me from the airline. And then they told me, they were like, the lady was like, well, you've been so nice, sir. I just want to tell you, you've been so nice and you didn't cause a scene. And I just really appreciate, we didn't have to do anything extra. And she said, we're going to lift your lifetime ban to a 3 to 6 month ban. And we're going to refund you your money back for everything. And it's Frontier, and I just wanted to be like, I could give a damn less. I'm gonna have a private jet in about 2 years.
Oh, it was Frontier?
Yeah, it was Frontier.
Oh, fuck them, bro. That's all I got. I fly Frontier from Denver to St. Louis. Fuck them.
Yeah.
But I bet Ant was laughing, wasn't he? Because you didn't have your damn mask on.
Yeah. No, I didn't have my mask on in Vegas the whole time. I was the only person who didn't have